Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rick Bauer with Edge Technologies. Thanks for coming out here today. Um, Hopefully, everyone's enjoying Cleveland for the first time, PMTS. A little bit about Edge. Really quick, we're a complete solutions provider for loading and unloading of spindles, main spindles and sub spindles. We do everything from 25 thousandths in diameter up to 4-inch, 102 millimeter. Anything from 4 inches in length up to 40 foot in length. So that we're extremely focused on that. We've got roughly 14,000 U.S. installations to date here in our 30 years. Really quick, I'm sure you're starting to hear things today like change is coming within manufacturing and transformation of technologies here. The Internet of Things is starting to happen. And we recognize all those things, and that's why we're here today, is to take a look at a demonstration for a load and unload system, the Rebel 80 loader and unloader. Currently, how many of your companies are doing shaft work or load and unload? Oh, we got one over here, great job. Anybody do lights out automation? All right, lights out, good stuff. I'm sure you can recognize companies like Apple and Whirlpool, General Electric, Master Lock. These are all companies that have done reshored work similar to the demonstration today. So let's point out a few quick things about reshoring. Reshoring is essentially bringing back manufacturing of products that will be sold and assembled in the U.S. Currently, we're the economy with the highest potential or the biggest beneficiary of this type of work. The tide really changed in 2016. So somewhere between 2000 and 2003, there were 250,000 jobs created in the industry for reshoring, or I'm sorry, for offshoring work overseas. And in 2016, that number drastically was reduced to under 50,000. So what are the downfalls of offshoring work? Well, the company Toyota said it the best with their seven clear areas of waste. Overproduction, making large batch quantities of parts, waiting, port time, customs clearance, transportation, the distance could be clearly up to 10,000 miles before you receive your part, overprocessing, packaging, unpackaging, customs, paperwork, inventory, transit time, safety stock necessary, uncertainty in quality headed your way, motion, added labor, of course with rising labor costs, and finally defects, added extra inspection to the U.S. operation. So what are the actual positive things for reshoring? Well, government incentives, bringing back the product close to its market where it's going to be used, having a skilled labor force, image branding, made in the USA, and as Americans, we're all willing to pay that 10% more for that flag on our product. Eco-friendly system, less pollution, less transit. Lead time to the market has been drastically shortened. The use of automation and technology to make the product. Local R&D is highly available and ultimately higher productivity. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the simple solution today. And we're going to show the Rebel 80 loader and unloader. And I just want to set the stage straight between bar work and slug load work. So slug load work is where we start off with one piece of material and make one part, whereas bar work is where we start off with one piece of raw material and make multiple pieces per bar. So today we're going to choose a slug, roughly a 12-inch slug. We're going to make one piece per bar. So Jim Vaughn, can you give me a hand here? This is our product manager. He's going to load these 12-inch slugs, and we're going to feed this into a CNC lathe of your choice, and then unload it here in the unloader. And so the machine's started. And now we've loaded the part into the main spindle. And then we're going to actively unload that from the sub spindle here once the part is positioned and complete. And now the part's going to be unloaded. It's very easy to program the unloader to load different parts. And there's a nice interface control. Maybe we could bring the camera, and Jim, could you pull us into a tight shot here on the unloader of conversation programming that we're using. So we're actually, yeah, so we're just going to show a little quick picture on the script here. It should be on this monitor up here. But the programming, as the gentleman asked here in the front, the question was how easy is it to do? And it's just conversation. So you can drag and drop the details right into the program. And so from size to size, you have the ability to change the position and the length, and then also some other features such as air blow, magnet gripper, whatever source there might be needed to unload the part. And so when we start talking about parts on unloading, we use different end effectors. We have magnets, we have mechanical grippers, we have OD collets, ID collets, and anything that would be custom necessary for your application.
What about profiled stock?
Great question. Profiled stock, typically the most common is hex. And so hex material requires a little bit of modifications in the unloader. So getting the part is not the challenge, but rolling of the part through the magazine becomes a challenge. So we have to typically configure the unloader magazine area specific to that application. Sometimes the easiest method would be two really tight hardened rails of a Thompson rod that it could slide on instead of roll down. So great question. Any other questions regarding loading or shaft unloading? No? Okay, it's quiet. How's everyone like Cleveland? Welcome to Cleveland. All right. So, well done. That kind of concludes the demonstration. And if anyone would like to stay behind, we'd be glad to have some one-on-one with you. Thank you.